Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today all harnessed up to do a review on the Odin tree steps. Odin tree steps is a pretty unique step in the hunting industry. I've never quite seen anything like it. We got the step here and we'll show you a little bit about it and how it locks into the tree and how this all works. But the step here is available in orange and green, and I like both. I like the green if I'm going to be concealed, and I also like the orange if I'm going to be climbing in the morning. It makes it a little bit more visible and a little bit easier to see. The green I like if I don't want anybody to see them, because they do blend in pretty good. So what this is it's not plastic. That's a four-letter word in the industry. This is a polymer or a compound. It's made up of some pretty strong chemicals, some pretty strong compounds, and it's a good durable product. It's made to be out. It's got a 5-year warranty on it, and it's made to endure the weather. So if you leave this thing out, it ain't gonna hurt it. It ain't gonna get weak. I got one down here on the bottom that I have abused and tried to get to break and have not been able to get it to break. So you see this thing is, like I said, it's a polymer. It's got 2 blocks back here that have notches in them. What those notches are for, we have a bracket that goes onto the tree, and we'll show you the bolt here in just a second. But you take the bolt, you run that in, get this bracket good and tight, and you lock this thing in just like that, and it's locked and you're ready to climb. So just like that, it's quick and it's easy to put on. Taking it off is quick and easy, and these things are pretty lightweight. So these things have a 300-pound weight rating, which I really like, because I'm gaining a little bit of weight more and more every year. They also have a bi-directional tread, so we've got a tread going long way, and we've got a tread going this way as well, which I like, because I use a lot of screw steps where I hunt, and getting in those things in the wintertime can be pretty treacherous, and they can really build up ice. So these have a little bit more tread to them, and they're going to be a little bit more secure getting into and out of the tree stand in inclement weather like that. The other thing about these things, like I said, quick install. We'll show you the bracket here. When you get these things, they just pop in just like that. Here's your bracket, which my first thought was it was a little bit shiny, but overall when I put it on this tree, it's not too bad, and it doesn't reflect the sunlight. I've had these out here in the front yard for, excuse me, about a week now, and they almost disappear when I walk by them. I'm getting no sun bouncing off of them or anything like that. So at first I thought this aluminum was going to be kind of a deterrent and going to be shiny, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but overall it proved to be all right. So like I said, this is aluminum. It's nice, it's lightweight. We've got a hole right here, and obviously that's going to be your up. That's going to be the side that's going to go up. And what you're going to do is you're going to run this bolt, which is a very strong industrial bolt, which has a really good aggressive thread to it, and has a really good point on it. That's a really good, like a self-starter, and it's really going to start really good. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this thing, and I've got just an 18-volt cordless drill here, and you're going to put it right in the tree just like that. Put a little weight on it. And it's going to go right in. And of course my drill battery's dead. But you can also use a ratchet, or if you're like me, I've got a little hand tool here because bows are getting more and more into this star head on some of them. So I've got a set of star heads here that I can actually take, and I can finish this thing. I can finish putting this thing in here with them. So just like that, it goes in nice, goes in easy. My battery wasn't dead. My drill does put them in there pretty good, and it's just a Porter cable 18-volt drill, and it puts them in there fairly decent. But if you do want to use it without using a drill, they will go in by hand, and they will go in without using the drill. The key to these things is getting them in there, getting them solid. If you get them loose, they're going to want to flex on you. We're going to leave that in there. They're going to want to flex on you. So you got to get them in there, and you got to get them solid. And that's what I found. I tried them loose. I tried them in several different ways. And if they're loose, they will flex on you, and they will kind of move on you. So just like any screw step, you're not going to take a screw step out there and put it up and put it in loose. You're going to put that thing as tight as you can possibly get it. So that's kind of the key to it. It's a good durable stand, and I've got it all the way up. I've got a lifeline here. We're going to do just a little bit of climbing, hook into this thing, and I weigh about 195 pounds. I'm going to get my son out here and throw him on my back. We're going to get up on one, and we're going to really do some some pushing up and down on it and show you guys how it holds up to that. And I can tell you from testing it out that it's going to hold up just fine. These things are really, really tough. Okay, so we got about 250 pounds here between me and Jacob. I'm going to step up on here. Right, hang on, Jacob.
This is for pure safety.
Pure safety. So we got about 250 pounds on there, and I can't feel it flexing at all. It feels good, feels solid underneath me, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna give. Ain't wiggling around, doesn't feel like it's moving at all. Okay, so you can see how these things work now, and you can see that they're tough, they're durable. We put about 250 pounds worth of weight on them, and I've bounced and jumped on this one down here and had zero problem with it at all. So it's a pretty nice, pretty easy system to use, and the idea behind this system is to be able to leave your brackets and be able to take your steps with you and have multiple brackets and have one set of steps. And they want this for a lot of people are saying, well, I want to do that on public land, but I can't use anything that goes into the tree on public land. But there are other uses for these that I've found. I have a hunting property that's very visible from the road. Of course, I know where my tree stands are, but I can pick my tree stands out from the road. So if someone wants to walk onto my property, it's the only property that I got to hunt, and I really have no choice but to leave my tree stands there or carry them in and out every time, and I don't want to do that. So in my property now, I can take my climbing sticks. I don't have to carry them in and out every time like I want to, or like I have been doing. Now I can go in and I can put up these brackets, and I can carry 6 or 8 or how many of ever these Odin steps that I need, and I can put it, snap them right in like that, and they're in and they're ready to use. So they're also going to be an application for them on private land as well, if you're afraid that you're going to have your property stolen. Another scenario that I see them being very useful in is I used to hunt with a club, and I had 6 or 8 guys in that club with me that by the time the last year that I hunted with before I got out, I didn't know these guys, and I didn't want them hunting my stands. It's the same thing. I either had to carry in screw steps every time, which made a lot of noise, clanged around. I didn't really like using it in inclement weather, or I had to pull my stand down with me every time, and I was in a position most of the time where I couldn't use a climber. So if you're hunting, I didn't want those guys to know where I was hunting, and I didn't want them using my stand if at all possible. So that's a good application for these as well, is when you're hunting in a club situation or hunting in a place where you don't want someone else using your stand. You can put these brackets up and you can take the steps down with you, and they're not going to be able to get into your tree, at least not very easily. They might be able to get into it, but they're not going to do it easily. So, and I did notice, the only thing I will say about these is they lock in great, they come off great. The first time that I put them on, when I put them on, I had to give them a pretty good little pop to get them down, but that was it. Other than that, these things have performed fantastic, and I am really, really impressed with it, and I'm looking forward to getting these things out there and putting them in a tree stand and getting some use out of these things. I love climbing with them. I love how strong they are. I love how they mount up, and just a fantastic product, and one that I think has several different applications that you're going to be able to use, and it's going to help you be a little quieter going in, going to help you be a little bit more secure. People aren't going to be able to take your tree stand, and they're also going to be a little bit more secure climbing because they are a good strong step, and they are a little bit better tread on them than what you're going to get with a standard tree step. So you can check this out. We'll put the website below at odinhunting.com, and they're also coming out with a set of climbing sticks that look really nice as well. And for more product reviews, how-to videos, you can check us out at ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.